Now, this is the best way to reroll your artifacts. Let's talk about it. What's good, YouTube? NoGoodEman coming to you today with an updated artifact reroll guide video. So guys, in this video, we're going to talk about May's special artifact crafting, which just returned to solo leveling Arise and is going to be here for about 2 weeks. So now's the best time to reroll those perfect substats on your artifacts. We're going to talk May's special crafting. We're going to talk about how to acquire those tickets, and we're going to talk about the best artifacts to reroll. But before we talk a single thing, make sure you guys leave a like on the video. If you're new, go ahead and subscribe to this channel. Turn on post notifications so you don't miss a live or an upload. And then as always, support your boy on that memorable website to eat on those free codes. We got so many codes this season, so make sure you guys support. Click that one of those links in the description and then take you there. It is all free, so click that support button, link your NIDs, and eat on those. But let's go ahead and eat on these rerolls first. First and foremost, guys, I do want to say that May's special artifact crafting event is tied into the dungeon exploration challenge. Now, with the dungeon exploration challenge, you basically want to obtain a bunch of artifacts. The best way to get it is probably by obtaining higher level artifacts, so your curse, your burning greed, or your burning blessing. Now, obviously, the only way to really obtain those are going to be your instance and your encore dungeons. There's a few other spots you guys can go about obtaining those if you guys do have things like selection chests for your burning blessing, for your burning curse, for your burning greed, or if you just have the regular chest, you guys can go about it that way. I think you'll probably need only level 75s or higher, but I do think level 65s does work as well. Let's go ahead and just confirm it. It does work. So this gets me about 44 points, and of course it's a little bit low, and really you're going to see high return on investments when you do play out your encore and your instance dungeons repeatedly over and over and over. So as you can see, I just got 44 points there, but the final reward is 13,000. So this isn't meant to be cleared in a day. You're going to need a bunch of encore, a bunch of instance keys. And I do want to say that that's a little bit annoying, but I do want to say shout out to them because I didn't expect them to give us it for free, essentially ish, because it takes about 2,000 essence stones to get 2 of these artifact crafting tickets for free. So let's go ahead and purchase this right now, and then we'll be able to eat on artifacts. And then if you guys are a little bit of, pay to win, you guys can go ahead and get 2 more for 2,000 diamonds. Now, of course, let's not talk about that too much, but going back to May's special artifact crafting event, now we have the ability to craft our artifacts. So guys, with that in mind, let's go ahead and click craft. Now, what is the best artifacts you guys want to craft? Obviously, right now in the game, we're focusing on DPS, so burning curse is going to be the number 1, and it's even the number 1 right here. So that's super important. Now, I do want to note, burning greed, burning blessing is all the more important, right? Because if you're dealing with breakers, tank units, I'm hearing that Goto Ryuji is going to be a tank unit, so you might want to start building the burning greed. Now, I want to say we do not know his element, or we don't know his scaling or element confirmed. We know the leaks, but we don't know the final confirmation. So I don't want to lead you guys astray and tell what I've heard, but all in all, I do think that burning curse will probably be the safest bet to start. And then when it comes to building burning curse, regardless if you're going to build your armor or your accessories, I do want to note that there are 2 pieces that are extremely hard to reroll on. So that's going to be your helmets, and that is going to be your rings. And why is that the case? That's because the main effect has 6 different substat tappings that it could be. So please do not start your rerolls on anything else but your helmets or your rings. And let's say if you have perfect helmets and rings, then I suggest that you guys go for bracelets or boots. Those are the second most embedded ones, because those are now 5 substat typings. So start with helmets, start with rings, then go to boots, then go to bracelets, and then do whatever you like. And then of course, you don't even have to follow my advice at all. Craft whatever the hell you like. But let's say we want to start with a helmet. If we're building a Sunjinu helmet, we're probably going to want to build a helmet with attack percentage as the main stat, and then follow up with additional attack as the substat. And then if we're building a hunter's piece, vice versa. So additional attack is the main stat, and then we're going to try and find attack percentage as the substat. For burning or for body armor, honestly, all in all, I just usually go additional defense. And then for glove pieces, again, depending on it's Sunjinu or if it's hunter, additional attack for the hunters, percent attack for Sunjinu. And then on the boots, now for the boots, honestly, critical hit damage or defensive penetration if you're playing on that fire meta. And then if we go on over to necklaces, HP percent is always going to give you the most amount of power, is going to give you the most amount, so go ahead and eat on there. Bracelets will be personal preference between what character you're trying to build that on. And then rings, this is like helmets, so it's going to depend on what you're looking for. And I do want to say that percent HP is definitely good for your healer units or for your support units. So any unit that scales off of HP percent is probably the best way to go about it that way. And then additional defense, I do suggest for those tanker units that do scale off of defense. And then we already talked about it, but Sunjinu, attack percent, hunters, additional attack. And then earrings, It's only MP. This one is fixed, so you don't even got to worry about that all too much. So you definitely, please don't build any earrings, guys. I will be so mad if you build any earrings. Actually, comment right now. Question of the day: what is the first piece you're going to build with these artifact crafting reroll tickets? Go ahead and comment below, and then I'll see what you guys are on. Let's see if you guys are locking it in or not. But let's go ahead and start building a piece. So I do want to build a helmet piece for my boy Sunjinu. So I'm going to select the attack percentage substats, and I do want to say, guys, that you're going to need a bunch of these artifact enhancement chips. So make sure you guys do basically get as much of these as you can. There's so many ways to actually get these, whether it's getting gates, whether it's salvaging artifacts, whether it's going to monocrystal exchange. There are so many ways to get this, so make sure you guys don't slack, because it's going to be very, very hard, and you guys will have to reroll. Oh my gosh. And just like that, we found the perfect substat, or found the perfect artifact pretty much immediately. So GG's on that. Equipment score of 48 is insane. Now, what I will say is that please be mindful of the artifacts you're gonna craft. Obviously, you guys will have limited options with crafting, so please do it on the best stats possible. Please do it on the best artifacts possible. The hardest artifacts to get in the game are probably going to be these three at the top. So your Burning Curse, your Burning Greed, or your Burning Blessing. Now, I've just showed you how to build it out for your DPS units. Now I'm going to show you how to build it out for your tanker unit. So talking about the Burning Greed, these are going to be for your characters that deal break damage. Now, of course, if you're doing an HP scaling unit, you're going to want HP as the main stat on your helmet. If you're doing a defensive scaling unit, then you're probably either going to want defensive percent or additional defense. I found that defensive percent on my Thomas Andre piece has been pretty good, but I do want to eventually go to additional defense. Now, for body armor, I would suggest additional defense once more. And then since it is the tanker unit, this part won't matter all too much. I will say that I think additional attack might give your tanker unit more HP, or more power is what I meant to say. And then finally, for the boots, this is when you guys can definitely eat with your tanker units, because 1000% you want defensive percent or HP percent. So for your tanker units, the priority might actually change, because I found it super hard to get a defensive boots with the additional defense as a substat for, let's say, my Thomas Andre. So from there, the priority might change, or not even for my Thomas Andre, for my Gogun He. And really, that's the case for a lot of other characters. But let's go ahead and talk about necklace. You want to go HP percent. For bracelet, this is personal preference. For ring, HP percent or additional defense, or defensive percent. Earrings are fixed. Last but not least, we're talking about that Burning Blessing. Now, this one can very much change, because we have DPS support units in the game now. If we're talking about things like Gina, if we're talking about things like Choi Johnny, you can run 8-piece Burning Blessing on Choi Johnny and see very good returns on that team. Now, you want to build it out basically the same way we talked about building it out for your curse units. Honestly, Burning Blessing is basically a hybrid of Burning Greed and Burning Curse. I want to say those two principles can apply depending on whether you have a defensive scaling unit, an HP scaling unit, or an attack scaling unit. So we talked about defensive and HP scaling units in the Burning Greed section. We talked about attack scaling units in the Burning Curse section. So apply that how you may. And then let's say you have a defensive scaling unit that you want to be on Burning Curse, like a Thomas Andre. Apply the same principles we talked about in the Burning Greed section. So all in all, guys, that should help you guys out when it comes to building out your HP, attack, or defensive scaling units. And of course, you're not tied to these first three. Build out whatever sets you want, because Outstanding Ability, it's one of the better sets now. So you definitely do not want to sleep on Outstanding Ability. This is actually the best artifact set in the game possibly right now, along with Burning Curse. Not Burning Curse, but expert set. So from there, Outstanding Ability, I probably put it a little bit higher than the expert set as of late, especially after the latest buff that now deals a 60% damage increase from basically the start of a battle, as long as the character has at least 40% or more of their maximum MP. You're allowed to eat in that regard. So I actually do suggest that you do lock it in with your Burning, no, not Burning, I keep saying Burning, but it's your Obsidian sets. But the ring, I would definitely start with the ring. This is going to be one of the more harder pieces to get, and I'm actually going to use this right now. So I need an obsidian ring for my Thomas Andre. I need my Thomas Andre to be an absolute nuker unit. So let's go ahead and make an additional defense main stat ring. Let's go ahead and unlock some substats. Some substats we might want are additional defense, or no, defensive percent. Oh my gosh, did I just get it on the second try, bro? This is mental. I'm not gonna lie, this is mental, but Thomas Andre does eat with a little bit of damage increase. So we can see if we get a little bit of damage increase with defensive percent, with critical hit damage, or maybe I'm being just a little bit greedy, but I'm actually getting some pretty good pieces here. I'm not mad at these rolls in the slightest because additional defense is the main stat. It's super hard to get defensive percent as a substat, but I'm getting it all the while now. So shout out May Special Crafting as we finally get the piece I was looking for. So now we can get this, and now we can even craft it. Oh my gosh, just look at that. And then we even get return on investment because we just claimed an artifact. So dungeon exploration, shout out for that return on investment. Good looks, good looks. Now let's go ahead and enchant that, and let's go ahead and end the video because guys, you guys got to see how this works, right? We built it on video, so you guys got to see the final product. It's only fair. Now, my question to you guys, what are you guys gonna build it with first? Let's go ahead and find that piece. Here's the piece. Okay, all the way to +20. What do you guys think of May's special artifact crafting event? Go ahead and leave your thoughts, theories, and comments below as we get, come on, bro, you gotta give me defensive percent. I've really worked hard for this Netmarble, okay? I spent 2,000 essence on this, bro. Please at least defensive +1. Okay, that's still good for Thomas Andre. I guess that could be good for Thomas Andre. I'm gonna enchant this off video, but guys, and then something I kind of glanced over on in the video is what are the perfect substats? So we talked about the perfect main stats, but what are the perfect substats you want to roll on those pieces? It actually will depend on the hunter you want to build it for. So let's say I'm rocking with Thomas Andre. We have the recommended stat section, and I do recommend that you guys actually do pay attention to this. So my rule of thumb is you get 3 out of 4 of the recommended stats and you basically are good to go. So if you remember that obsidian piece that we did roll, we ended up getting 3 out of 4 of the perfect substats that we did like. So damage increase, defensive percent, critical hit damage. Damage increase, defensive percent, critical hit damage. So that is the best way to go about it. My Thomas Andre, I don't know if he dropped or went higher in his defense or not, but we honestly have the ability. I actually want to give him his score to see if he went lower. I think my Thomas was around 33K. Actually, he went higher. So 34K now on my Thomas Andre. As you can see, that piece is absolutely insane, absolutely stunning. It will change over each character though. So go to the artifact section, click recommended stats, and that'll tell you the recommended stats. That'll tell you the 3 artifact substats you will want to roll for, and then you can confirm your crafting, and then this will change like I said. So pay attention, know which character you want it for, know which characters you might share it across, and then pay attention from there, and then roll those perfect substats. What do you guys think of May's special crafting event? Go ahead and leave your thoughts, theories, and comments below. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, turn on post notifications, and with that, I'll see you guys in the next one. Y'all take care. Peace.